EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. But tonight we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Jordan Brooks with it. And they will be set out now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing to start the drive. Miller. They'll get this out to Genty. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. Second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
From the gun on 3rd down. Miller. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jack Bech, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Pacheco. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Yeah, he was looking for the check on bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Real cool. Maybe on that rap to pay the bills. And I don't feel it, not even a little bit. Oh, Lord, know yourself, know your worth. My actions being louder than my words. How you sold, but still sold down to earth. Wanna do it, we can do it on the turf. Oh, Lord, I'm the rookie in the vet. Shout out to the I ain't holding down the set. All up in my phone looking at pictures from the other night. She gon' be upset if she keeps scrolling to the left, dog. She gon' see some that she don't wanna see. She ain't ready for it. If I ain't the greatest, then I'm headed for it.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Right back to Genty on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The Raiders at 1-6 now. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them pointed in the right direction. They need it quickly.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
ride, but I'm incentivized by in the thighs. Ripping on it like I'm picking the prize. I hit the crib with a collide, but really ain't tripping. We can get it right through the
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Mahomes going to throw. Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Open man right side is Rice. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
A gain of 12. And a first down, Chiefs.
Yellow.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And a little floater there is incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense. They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weaks.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from drawing level. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
To win it down, it's your money, y'all. I can run it down. On all of us, on my people now. On what I love. Ooh, baby, we run it down. Yeah, the minute the sun is up. There's no rest to my shut it down. Work the road, get your money up. And people on God put money down. I'm betting the odds on all of us.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. This defense for the Chiefs, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Second and 11. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Genty. That is not going to be any help as they dump it behind the line of scrimmage. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He'll field this at the 5. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board. There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Pacheco. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Yellow.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards on the play. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. They go play fake. Mahomes. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. Second and goal. Now here's Mahomes. Now he's got it. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived, as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. A run straight ahead with Genty. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
60 Eagle.
Miller from the gun on 3rd down. And it is caught. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Well, you can actually feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3 and out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Miller. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 1-yard line.
In his own end zone, it's Mahomes. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Now Mahomes. Throw left side, completion to Rice. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
First down. A gain of 12.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
We're feeling the weight of our ancestors. We're here to ways that don't last long. We'll have the time in the diaries. We'll help for the weak for the strong. Let it get boy for all of us. Now bring out the drugs and my homies got to do it. Let they say what I want. Bring out the get a load of them. I'm a that place for them. I see the bums that we wishing we had in the ditch of the plan and see them. I see the love that we give and the love that we get. And sure everything come from us. We're from nothing to something. Got all of us jumping it. That we meant for that.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
It's 2nd down and 10.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Second and 10. Off the play fake. Miller. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Tough spot here. Third down and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. Found good room to run there. He returns it 14 yards. And they will take over first and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they?
Rashee Rice with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Butker is on target. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Raiders 14. Harrison's Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
I see through your eyes, I still enjoy the show.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a first and 10. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From the 41, here's second and 4.
Motion, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Take over.
Off play action. Miller. Throw right side, looked in here by Besh. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver. Before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Ready. Snap. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
On first down, it's Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Set up. Go.
Off the play fake. Miller. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Set. Panther 60. Panther 60. Read it.
Back to throw. Miller. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the key.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Intercepted. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Miller. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And that will be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand?
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Looking to put a drive together. Now it's the backup Smith. That's complete to Michael Wilson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
This is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Gino going to hand it to Genty. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Hey, here we go, hey. 390%. There we go, son.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And his throw is incomplete.
Coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The offense on third down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd down and 12. Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down of the process.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
No gain on the screen there at 2nd down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, here we go. 390%.
Smith throwing again. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw, Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They snap it to Smith. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Martinez. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Motion man right is Rice. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 58 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. Here's Pacheco once again. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. 2nd and 11. Pacheco gets it up the gun. And he takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Xavier Worthy, 38 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
extra point by Butker is on target.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Harrison Butker at a kickoff for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
He will go out right near the 35-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Once again, it's Genty.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down and 6 now. A give out of the gun to Genty.
And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. To throw is Smith.
This is caught by Tucker.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 24-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Now a toss, left side, Genty.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
80 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
On the toss, Genty.
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown.
Ashton Genty, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
For the extra point.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
31.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play,